Hello there! I'm Chris here at Shake the Box. You may remember me from such films as all the other stuff on Shake the Box, and Twitch at Shake the Box, and anything with Shake the Box in it. I'm drinking an irresponsible amount of rum with strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper. It's a horrible mixture, but I'm drinking it anyway. Welcome to part 2 of how to beat Rift Wizard while drunk. As of this recording, in 2 days, the new Remasterpiece Theater episode, which I am very proud of, will come out. This will probably come out after that, so I hope you watched it and liked it. Let me know down below if you did. Anyway, I've already drank half of this, and I am gone. I am blitzed. We're gonna do a build of Rift Wizard that will play itself, but it's gonna take a few floors to get us there. So the idea, of course, is going to be the Undead, because they do your bidding, and my bidding is beat the game for me. So let's get started. I also currently have a sous vide going in the other room, and in like an hour and a half, that's gonna be done. So I'm gonna try and go really fast so that I can eat dinner when that's done. It's going to be a steak that I've had in the freezer for like a year, and also asparagus. I'm very excited for it. Anyway, unlike the first video where I really go into the nitty-gritty of the game, the assumption is you're here because you've watched the first video and you know the nitty-gritty. So I'm not going to be talking too much about the basics of Rift Wizard. Instead, we're going to be talking about just the build in particular, which is going to be an Undead build. The idea is we want to use stuff like Wheel of Death, Death Roulette, Restless Dead, and a bunch of skills to handle the work for us. The idea is by the time we get to like the later teen floors, we barely do anything. We're gonna enter a floor, we're gonna cast a couple of spells, and we're gonna watch the floor play itself. So, Bat is fine. Vampire? Bad. No. You don't want to go to a floor that has a vampire. We're using a spell that just does dark damage. What are vampires gonna be resistant to? 100% resistant to the dark? That doesn't sound like fun. Is there only one vampire on this floor? I take that back. If there's literally just one vampire, they are not resistant to physical. We could just make a bunch of skeletons and he'll have to fight the skeletons. Huh. That's not too bad. But still, like, what do we got? What do we want on that floor? A ruby heart and one of each potion? I mean, we could ditch one of the potion types and get an energy shield instead. Energy shields are pretty good. We got the big boy bats here. And bats are easy, so this seems like a good floor. So let's get started, shall we? Turn a bunch of stuff, surprisingly, into skeletons. If you get the big boys, that's better. Big boys will take a lot more hits to die, both when you're turning them into skeletons and them as skeletons. Feel free to drink your mana potion if you need to. Just be aware of whether or not you have another one on the floor. I only drank it because I have one. And that was all the big boys, and now we have skeletons that have like large hitboxes, hit pools! Pools of hit points. And now I don't have to do anything. My skeletons can literally handle the rest of the floor on their own. And that's why you prioritize the larger targets. Hit that A button, pick up a bunch of stuff. My lips are tingly. The build. I talked a little bit about it. Here on floor 2, floor 1 we covered. You take Deathbolt, skeletons do the work. Floor 2 is pretty much the same thing. Focus on living units, large health pools, make big skeletons. Oh my god, I put way too much rum in there. Dark Circle is exactly what we're looking for. So this floor, high priority. Can we do this floor is the question. The targets are living. They have no dark resistance. Deathbolt will do fine. Same thing. Living, no dark resistance. We can handle this floor just fine. And at 6 spell points, let me tell you, This is a very good floor for us. We're gonna have 9 spell points by the end. I am confident we could do good work on this floor. Let's think about it first, though. Let's do some math. Holy shit. I drank too much too fast. I wanted, like, the game plays itself later on, so I was like, you know, we gotta be tipsy for the beginning. And I may have gone too hard on this one. But what was I saying? The music is Nitro Kid soundtrack. Wheel of Death is like the big spell we're gonna want here. It's gonna cost 6 to get Death Roulette, 3 to get Wheel of Death. That's 9 points total. We have 6. We'll have 9. We will have 9 points on the next floor. Oh my goodness. That is incredible. We're actually going to have a lucky start to this run, I think. Insofar as the fact that we can... I'm going to start that sentence over. Hold on a second. Give me a second. By taking advantage of the dark circle on the floor, we can actually get Wheel of Death to its final point in the build. And that's only on floor 3? That is remarkably early. I assume this would take until floor 6, 7, 8, maybe even 10 to get to that point. But we are very fortunate to have a dark circle here. So, like, when you're playing this, look for dark circles. This is going to be a very informative video. Wow. I am so fucked right now. Whoa. Anyway, make skeletons. Shocking, I know. When you see your skeleton hit somebody, that's the guy you want to take advantage of. That guy's gonna help you out. Let's start working on a guy who has less hit points. Make a skeleton there. We're on the circle, so we're gonna hit spell. We're gonna hit D for dark. And we're gonna take Wheel of Death. That's the big one. We want Wheel of Death. Restless Dead would also be good, but we have the opportunity here to, like, fully upgrade the spell. And that's a rare and very good opportunity that we should definitely take advantage of. These guys do physical damage. I wish we had a stone shield. But we do not. We have 1 mana push, and we currently have Wheel of Death. I'm trying to think, could we get all the spell points? We cannot. That is a bridge too far. So we are currently in a cluster of enemies. It would be a mistake to stay here. I didn't really think about our starting position as much as I should have when starting this. So we're going to teleport out. We want to build a little army of skeletons that are going to help us. So let's warp over here. 1 skeleton. Our skeleton, unfortunately, was too helpful. Let's try and, like, cast our spell after our skeleton does damage to somebody. Or when we see someone that's already lower on health. But feel free to start working on folks that are... Wow, I've never... What was I talking about? Let's start over. Forget the last 2 minutes. Let's have another sip. Focus on units that you could actually turn into a skeleton. Your skeletons are going to help you. They'll hit people. They'll lower their health to that perfect range where 1 cast will make a skeleton. So basically, when you see a red bar appear, that's your signal to cast a spell. Use the buffer they build around them to make your skeletons too. Obviously, if someone's near you, make them a priority target. Or if larger health pool enemies are a little bit further away, that's also a good target. There we go. That's good. That's very good. Let your skeletons do the work for you. Don't cast early. Again, pass the turn. See if you can get them down to that sweet spot. We didn't, though. We didn't. But we are basically done with the level now. Our skeletons are going to do most of the work for us. We're just going to follow behind. We're out of mana potions. In that case, make your way to the next mana potion. But again, our skeletons are doing a lot of good work for us. You know what? Wheel of Death. We have it. Let's start using it. Finish the level with Wheel of Death. And now, we have 6 spell points. Go over here. Letter C on your keyboard. Click on Wheel of Death. Take Death Roulette. We now have one of the most broken spells in the game. Wheel of Death on its own, not super great, but good. You know, you don't have to target anything. It's random, which makes it bad. Death Roulette, though. Boy howdy. Let's talk about Death Roulette for a second. Wheel of Death hits an additional enemy for each roulette stack you have at the cast time. On kill, gain a roulette stack for 10 turns. It basically is going to double the number of targets every time we use it. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's very good. We don't need radius. We do need mana and health potions, though. Those would be nice. So as long as a level has a mana potion. Enchantment Circle, that is... Ooh, boy. That's good. That's very good. Let's talk about why that's good. So the builds, we talked about this. Undead, right? We want skeletons. Wheel of Death is going to clear floors for you. You could honestly win the game with just Wheel of Death. But we're going to pair that with something called Restless Dead, which we can get for 3 spell points if we're on a Dark Circle, a Conjuration Circle, or an Enchantment Circle. And what's this floor have over here? A fucking Enchantment Circle, brah. So this is a good floor for us. We're going to use both casts of Wheel of Death before we drink our mana potion, and honestly, that's going to do a lot of the work for us. So we want to just... You want to pick a safe spot far away from enemies, because Wheel of Death is basically just fire and forget. So we want to give ourselves some time away from enemies, especially poison enemies. They suck. They could ruin your day. So if we're like over here, it's going to take him 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to reach us. If we start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns to reach us. So that's the play. We're also going to look at the map and see, is there a position we could take that will give us even more turns to get up and running? Because we can take him out pretty easy with Deathbolt. We need 3 turns, 2 to cast Wheel of Death, 1 to drink a mana potion, and then we're good to go. Honestly, I'll make that 5 turns. So 2 for Wheel of Death, 1 to drink our mana potion, and then 2 rounds of Deathbolt if we need to kill this guy. Because we only do 9 damage with Deathbolt. And we have that. We have all the turns we need if we start here. Here we'd be a little bit off. We would get poisoned. Here we should be okay. Just note, on death, he will poison adjacent tiles. So let's see. On turn 1, we cast Wheel of Death, drink a mana potion, shoot him once, shoot him twice. We are going to get poisoned, but 58 health, we're fine. We can tank that. So Wheel of Death again, drink a mana potion, and you know what? Fuck it, Wheel of Death again. And then Wheel of Death again. And then Wheel of Death again. And then Wheel of Death again. We got him. So we got poison, but we also finished the floor. You see what I'm talking about? You see how good Death Roulette is? I'm sure you do. Take your poison damage, collect everything on the floor. So now, the next very crucial component is you basically have a spell that can clear the floor in, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns, or 7 turns. We cleared the floor. Wait, we could do the math. We had 2 to start, 4, 6 turns. Whole floor was cleared in 6 turns. If we were making every single living thing into a skeleton while we did that, can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Can you picture it? Can you picture it in your mental gallery? Your mind palace. Build that image in your mind palace. So we're going to go ahead and hit S for spells, D for dark spells, and we're going to take Restless Dead. We now have most of the engine here. There's one more crucial component to the run. A few other things are mostly going to be vanity picks for funsies. But the next most crucial part is going to be, we're going to hit K for skills and then D for dark. Right here, Soul Harvest. Whenever an enemy unit dies, each of your dark spells has a 10% chance of gaining a charge. We could essentially have unlimited casts of Wheel of Dead Wheel of Death. The only problem we're going to deal with are when things are immune to dark, and that's something we're going to have to figure out later on, but there's a lot of ways around that. We're on floor 4, and we already basically have the run put together here.
Yep, it's just that easy.
Anyway, let's look for something useful. Enhances an arcane, lightning, or dark spell for every 30 damage dealt by the spell. This is a Disintegration Shrine. I could have just looked at the title of the shrine right away. Excellent shrine. Disintegration Shrine is great. Because Restless Dead... Sorry, not Restless Dead. Wheel of Death. 200 dark damage to a random enemy, right? That's for every 30 damage dealt. Every cast of this, we're going to be applying Disintegration Shrine, which is a great way of taking care of shields. Like, 1 damage? Who cares, right? Who cares about 1 damage? 1 damage is 1 layer of shield. So, it's quite useful, and it's for each 30 damage dealt. We can get that to proc quite a bit, but another Dark Circle, though. What would we use the Dark Circle for? We would probably focus on Restless Dead. Because upgrades to Restless Dead are very, very handy, but a Dark Circle would be more... Oh my god, 2 Dark Circles? I feel like we're going to take Disintegration Shrine for Wheel of Death. The only other thing I could possibly think of is if we can find something that will re-deal our dark damage as another damage type, that would be super premium. That would be very, very, very good. This is a great floor, though, because everything on this floor is alive. Living means skeletons. So again, you want to find a spot far away from everybody else. We're going to drink a mana potion here, but we're going to get another mana potion. It's perfectly fine. So we're going to pop in. We're going to cast Restless Dead. We're going to do Wheel of Death. Look at that, a skeleton! Amazing, right? Drink a potion. Wheel of Death again. Wheel of Death one more time. And I'm gonna do one... Do I want to do one more? You know what? For the sake of mana conservation, we're gonna stop there. We have enough skeletons now that we could start providing support just by using our Death Bolt. Had to sneeze. Look at that. Pretty sure me and my skeletons can handle the rest of this floor right now. Big guy's gone, it's only little guys. We are done. This floor is won. We can just watch our skeletons do the work for us. Just run away from this guy. Leave me alone. Excellent. Disintegration Shrine is a great grab. Before we take our Disintegration Shrine, let's look ahead. Fire, lighting, nature, unimportant. Doesn't matter to us. Dark Circle. Perfect. That is the single greatest thing we could see on this floor right now. The problem, though, is you're going to notice not a lot of things that are considered living. As in nothing. Nothing's living here. But what's important is nothing has 100% resistance to dark. 50% doesn't matter. Unless they have more than 100 hit points, we could still kill everything with Wheel of Death. So this is a perfectly doable floor, and it will basically get us to the sweet spot. The sweet spot in the run. So we're going to take Wheel of Death for our Disintegration Attunement. We know where we're going. That is clear. And we get 2 energy shields, which will come to be very useful later on. We might have to use our mana potion, but it won't matter by the time we're done with the floor. It really won't matter by the time we're done. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to arrive. We're not going to cast Restless Dead. We don't need to. It's useless. It's useless here. We're just going to Wheel of Death. Wheel of Death. Wheel of Death. Watching that Disintegration Shrine go off over and over again. Wheel of Death. Just Wheel of Death until the floor is done. Just don't stop Wheel of Deathing. And one more cast should do it, honestly. But you don't need to cast it. I can tell you right now, like, flies, none of them have hit points. We could just kill them with a bunch of death bolts. And then we could save our Wheel of Deaths for after we get the very important skill we're going to pick up. So we're going to do this a little bit more manually. 75% resistance. We're actually going to Restless Dead here. Because flies are alive. And every time a skeleton kills one, you're going to get another one. So help your skeletons out. When you have an opportunity to take a shot, take a shot. But otherwise, your skeletons are going to do most of the work for you. Conserve your casts. And floor's done. Hit A, auto-collect, take a drink, because whatever. The idea is to be able to do this with most of your mental faculties just obliterated, right? So hit K for skill, D for dark, take soul harvest. The game will now play itself for the most part. From here on out, you want to choose floors that are going to have the largest amount of minions that do not have 100% dark resist and have the most amount of living units. That's the winning strategy. So right here, another disintegration shrine. We could put this on Restless Dead. Like, everything here is living. This is a great floor for us. I would like to get a healing potion pretty soon, though, because we only have the one, and I'm probably going to use it soon. But now that we have Soul Harvest, let's watch how laughably easy this is going to be. So we're going to pop into the level. We're going to start way up in the corner that has the longest period of time for any enemy to reach us. Open with Restless Dead. Wheel of Death. Notice how we still have 2 casts. It paid for itself. Wheel of Death again. Paid for itself and refunded Restless Dead. Cast it again. It gave us 3 more casts. Cast it again. We are at max capacity on this. We are max capacity. It's basically given us a free mana potion. If you look at the map, it is literally made entirely of your skeletons. We could just hold the number 5 on our keyboard and watch our skeleton army do the rest of the work for us. And the floor is done. Welcome to the easiest builds in Rift Wizard. I still think my lightning build is more fun and also, like, unflappably winnable. Those words probably work. I'm gonna be operating a stove later. That's gonna be fun. Anyway, put this on your Restless Dead and take a look at what's coming up. Worm balls are alive. Toxic worm balls are alive. Elves are alive. Conjuration counts for Restless Dead. But the shrine itself is number of summons and minion duration. Useless. Will not apply to what we're doing. Ruby Heart, but with nothing else? I want that Ruby Heart, but I also want a healing potion. The enemies here, Metal Mantis, I believe, is not alive? It's a construct. Bloodbears, they're demons, aren't they? Yep, demons, not alive. Watchers, not alive! That floor is bad for us. Like, it'll still work. Ultimately, like, everything here is not resistant to dark, except for 75%. Which means instead of doing 200 damage, we're doing what? We're doing 75 damage, right? That's a convenient number. Is that right? That's maybe right. It's a fine... Golden Stopwatch is great. Let's take the Golden Stopwatch. Just to confirm, elves are living, and they have shields. There's a great opportunity for us to see how good Disintegration Shrine can be. So, a fun tip here is you can actually cast Restless Dead before you even enter the portal to save you a cast. So if you have, like, not a lot of room to work with, we have plenty of room to work with. But if you didn't, that's a good way to save yourself a turn, so you don't have to prep. You can do your prep work on the previous floor. Anyway, Wheel of Death, and then Wheel of Death, and then Wheel of Death, and then you know what? Wheel of Death. Wheel of Death again. And the floor's over. We've won. And we have all of our casts still. 3 out of 3, 5 out of 5, 18 out of 18. Hello, giant spider next to my recording station. Which is my room, by the way, but I'm okay. I like spiders. It looks like it's an orb web spider. Go ahead and hit A, auto-collect. Now we have 2 healing potions. This shrine, garbage. Useless to me. Don't care for it. Dark Circle, on the other hand, is very nice. I would love a Dark Circle. Blizzard Beast, Greater Spore Beast, both alive. Aether Spider, I believe, is alive. Glass Golem, on the other hand, not alive. It is a construct. But we can upgrade this for Junk Golems. Junk Golems will give us a positive benefit for constructs. So yeah, the other locations are less good. Shrine, garbage. The elixirs, not very useful. Mana potions are nice, but you could see we don't need them as much anymore. Mana potions are going to be abundant by the end of the game. Range casts for Arcane. Do we have Arcane? No, we don't. Arcane might be handy if we want to take our translocation spell now, and we are going to take a translocation spell. We have choices for a translocation spell. So I do think we want to go here. Because ultimately, it doesn't really matter if we can't hit those golems for skeletons, if they have to fight all of our other skeletons anyway, or if they just die outright. So hit the letter T on your keyboard to see if you have anything that you really have to worry about. And you're going to look for a space that is going to take several turns for an enemy to reach. 1, 2, 3 turns to reach me is pretty good. I'm thinking we're going to start here. So 3 on my keyboard is going to let me cast Restless Dead to start. The letter I lets me enter. I said I wasn't going to do basics. No, whatever. Wheel of Death! Just cast it over and over again. Don't stop. Don't stop casting it. Keep casting. One more time. Floor over. Do not press the letter A. If you see that you're on a level that has blizzards or thunderstorms, any kind of on-the-floor effects, AoEs we'll call them. If you see AoEs on the level, press the number 5 on your numpad until they're gone, then press the letter A. This will prevent you from walking into damaging fields that could kill you after you finish the floor. You don't want to die that way. It's a very embarrassing way to go. We have 9 spell points and a Dark Circle. Well, let's take a look ahead. Drought of Memories! This is the greatest run ever. Super easy. A Nightmare Shrine. Half of all arcane damage dealt by this spell is redealt as dark damage and vice versa. Oh my god! This is the easiest run of the game I've ever had. I am perhaps the drunkest I have been since that one night in Kyoto years back. And like, holy shit, like as much as I want a Drought of Memories, and I auto take any floor Drought of Memories, Nightmare Shrine is the ultimate pick for Wheel of Death. Wheel of Death only does dark damage. There is no way to re-deal dark damage as something else via skills. It can't be done. Fire could be every fucking element in the game. All of them can for the most part, but dark? No. You can't re-deal dark damage. That shrine, premium. Nightmare Shrine is great. We're gonna put that on Wheel of Death, no questions asked. I can't believe I'm gonna pass up a Drought of Memories, but I'm going to. That is incredibly lucky to see that. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit the letter C while we're standing on our Dark Circle, and we're gonna go straight to Restless Dead. We want to go ahead and increase minion damage. We want to get duration, so it lasts longer. We definitely want junk golems. Whenever an enemy construct dies, you get a golem. That means if something's not alive but is a construct, it's still useful. Huge for this build. Very handy. Super handy. Very good stuff. Elemental Spirits is fine. Whenever an enemy fire, ice, or lightning unit dies, one of your skeletons or constructs is going to get resistance and a ranged attack. It's expensive at 5 or 4 if you're on a circle, but ultimately I don't think it's that worthwhile. So I'm not going to spend my last 4 points on that unless there's nothing else I want. But there's probably something else I want. Hungry Dead. Your summoned undead units gain Hunger. Hunger deals 7 dark damage to a target up to 3 tiles away, and it heals the caster. That sounds a little bit more worthwhile, doesn't it? I think so. So we're probably going to think about that, but even more important... Horror. Whenever an enemy dies to dark damage, up to 3 enemies will be stunned for 5 turns. Incredibly powerful for this build. We're going to take Horror. Horror. Take Horror! And now, we're going to go and we're going to get that Nightmare Shrine, and the game is, like, we've won. It's over. Nothing can oppose me. Cast Restless Dead before you enter this floor. Pick a spot that's as far away as possible, which is clearly right here. And then you press the number 2 over and over again until the floor is over. You could probably stop here if you wanted to, but let's just do one more. Bing! Press the A button. And then go get that Nightmare Shrine. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Put it on Wheel of Death. Now, if something is 100% resistant to the dark, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Nature Circle with a bunch of things that are 100% resistant to the dark? No, thank you. Arcane Spell? Nah. Ruby Heart. We need Ruby Hearts. In fact, I'm gonna use one of my health potions now. We've been at 20-something for a while. Troublers are annoying, but that has a Ruby Heart and it has a health potion. I'm kind of into that. Oh, this is fantastic. Like, Troublers are annoying, but we can kill them. Thanks to Nightmare Shrine, even the Fire Lich can be killed. This is exceedingly good. Exceedingly good. So, before you go, you're gonna cast Restless Dead on yourself. Hold T for threat. And obviously we have a very nice position, very well isolated. And then Wheel of Death to victory. Our first target, of course, was the Lich. Very disappointing. Those shields are going to make it so you might have to use a mana potion. That's fine. Whatever. It's gonna start working sooner or later. And, like, you've been collecting tools as you go. You could use the stopwatch if you need to, but we're just gonna use a mana potion. And proceed to Wheel of Death to victory. And even with the Nightmare Shrine, we still have the Disintegration on the Restless Dead, and that's still gonna proc. We're clearing out those stupid shields thanks to their damage. And we got some junk golems, because there was a construct or 2 on the floor. Look at that. Look at that army of the undead. Incredible. Roulette up to 78. At this point, there's what, 1 Troubler left? Let's just go ahead and let the skeletons do the work for you. Press A, auto-collect. My whole face is numb. Oh my god. Alright, Ruby Heart, 2 mana potions. Fire, lightning, or cast, completely useless floor. Slimes are not great. Like, we can't make skeletons out of them. But it is what it is, you know? Dark Tormentor. These are 100% resistant to dark, but now we have our arcane benefit. So I kind of want that Ruby Heart regardless. Don't really need the mana potions, but I wouldn't say no to them. Alright. You won't notice because I'm going to pause the recording, but I have to pee so bad, so, hopefully that paused it like it said it did. I have, like, 40 minutes before my meat thing is ready for the next stage. We got motor! We gotta beat this game. Which should be very easy, given that it's Wheel of Death. So, Ruby Heart is what I want. Everything here is, like, dark resistant or annoying in some way, but it's still a floor that, thanks to our pickup, our Nightmare Shrine, or whatever it was, Nightmare Attunement, like, we could still do this floor. And that is fantastic. So I'm thinking we're gonna pop up into this corner, and we're gonna do this floor. Just so we have those mana potions, and we get the Ruby Heart I so desperately desire. So just Wheel of Death yourself to victory, as always. Look at that. Even the giant Dark Tormentor with 100% dark resistance, thanks to that shrine, is not a problem. Normally, this is a build that you have to take something where we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But, like, we don't even have to take a certain spell now. This is just simply winnable. Default. That is incredible. All the spawners are dead. We're just gonna let our skeletons do the rest of the floor for us. So just hold down the number 5 and watch it happen. Easy. Easy. Honestly, the easiest build that you could possibly put together. So just because we're not going to take it, let's talk about a certain thing, shall we? So, if you're playing this run, and you do not get lucky like we did here, Twilight Gaze. All enemies in line of sight lose 50 dark and 50 holy resist. That's one way to take out somebody that has dark resistance. The other way to do it... Oh, for chaos. That's the one. Essence Flux. Swap dark resistance with holy. This is the other option. Has 12 charges, and you basically choose groups of enemies. You're going to plop it down. Those are your two options. Basically, that and also the item you can pick up, which is Aether Sword. Aether Dagger, whatever it's called. Anything that lets you remove dark resistance will do it. But we got very lucky here. We got a shrine that does it for us automatically, basically. Unless we run into something that's immune to both dark and arcane. And that's going to be our run now, as we're just going to make sure a floor does not have any enemies that have 100% dark and arcane resistance. If we do that, it's easy. It's over. Otherwise, when you're doing this, you would just choose as many floors as possible with a minimum number of units that are immune to dark, and you would use these two spells to take care of it, whichever one you want, or your skeletons will do it for you. Next step, we have 9 spell points. Hit D for dark on your skill list, and take Dark Lord. It just gives you more damage to your minions and your dark spells. Dark spells and skills. Dark spells and skills gain minion damage 6, charges, and damage. It's great. Take Dark Lord. And now, let's think about our next floor. Golem, Kobold, Night Hag, Fire Drake, Chaos Knight, Dragon, Mage, Box of Well. Those are things we can handle. We want it like circles that'll be beneficial to us. I'm not seeing any, so a Ruby Heart is preferable. Can we kill the things here with our spell? That's what we want to check real fast. Can kill it. Won't get skeletons. Can kill it. Won't get skeletons. Can kill it. Will get skeletons. So there is a reason for us to cast Restless Dead before we go there. The tricky part is there's no great spot for us to spawn where we're going to be completely safe. Many of these minions have charge attacks, but we do have 2 golden stopwatches. If we really wanted to, we could use them. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Restless Dead. I'm going to pop in right here in this little corner, and I'm going to do Bag of Spikes to start. We basically go to Wall of Friends, and now I'm going to start doing Wheel of Death. By the time they are past our wall of spikes, we've already beaten the level. Take note of the fact that a bunch of these things are stunned. Our middle skill there, Horror, doing good work already. And it's over. It's basically over. We're just gonna use the number 5 here on my keyboard to pass time. Everything's dead. A to auto-collect, move right along. What's next here? Honestly, we have 5 health potions and 3 mana potions. We're just looking for anything that strikes our fancy. Radius, that has an Earthquake Orb. Whatever floor's easiest now. That's all that matters. Arcane Spell. I kind of want to find... I mean, I'm going to use my Disruptor here. I kind of find... an arcane circle. It's right there. Because I would like to have an emergency teleport. A sorcery circle also works. And a sorcery circle is multifunctional here. We could even upgrade Deathbolt, which we're done using. We're not using Deathbolt anymore. It is not important. If we wanted to upgrade it, we could, but it's really not important. But a sorcery circle will work just fine for our purposes. We gotta get a teleporter, which is nice to have as an emergency. Another disruptor energy shields. It's a fine floor. As a quick note, we want to see what kind of stuff we're working with. If it's construct, it's good. If it's living, it's good. Everything here is either living or construct, and nothing is 100% resistant to dark and arcane. So again, this is just an easy peasy, we win the floor kind of floor. So cast Restless Dead to start. We might have to tank a little bit of damage, but whatever. That's fine. We'll start... See, the problem is these little living pieces of paper. And we don't have a stone shield, which is the only way to avoid their damage. Heal ally, arcane blast. We could prevent the arcane damage if we wanted to, but again, it's like what? 4 points of damage? Who cares? There is actually a pretty safe spot to choose. Nah, never mind. He can still get us. He's apparently able to see around that corner enough. I was gonna say, pop in here. Whatevs. We'll just start here. Wheel of Death is already active. Sorry, Restless Dead's already active. Just Wheel of Death your way to victory. You know how it goes now. Oh. They're making life hard for us. They're making life a little bit difficult. But now that things have rearranged, use your teleporter and get the hell out of there. Oh god, they're gonna make me drink a mana potion. Let's use our golden stopwatch. This annoying floor. Mana potion. There we go. Now it's coming together. When things don't go your way, use the items in your possession. Bing! So that was a little scary. We were essentially losing turns, so we weren't taking full advantage of a Restless Dead or a roulette. And that's on me. That's my fault. I almost led us astray there. Hit S for spell, T for translocation, and I'm a big fan of Blink. I'm a big fan of Blink. But let's think about teleport. We could basically teleport anywhere and ignore line of sight. Let's take Blink. It has a lot more versatility, and we can use it a lot more often. So take blind casting, and take range. Max charge is something we can take later on. Hit A to auto-complete the floor. Oh wait, yeah, we didn't hit A yet. Go back to the circle. C for your spells, take your max charges now. Bada bing, bada boom. Ruby hearts are what I want. Fire spirits are annoying. Whatever floor is easiest. Oh, this is a pretty wide open floor. I feel like that's very easy. 3, which casts, of course, our Restless Dead. Check the enemies first, though. Make sure nothing is 100% resistant to dark. And arcane. Nothing is. And start casting Wheel of Death. Easy peasy. That stun doing very good work. And just let your minions finish off the floor. Drought of Memories! Amazing. So, yeah. Obviously, Drought of Memories. Like, there's other stuff we're gonna be taking. We don't even need it. You would know the drill by now. Just check and make sure nothing is 100% both. They are not. Cast Restless Dead. Choose a nice, secluded spot. And start doing the wheel. Like, there's very little anything here can do to stop you. Your army of undead is going to be massive. Bing! We still have full casts of all of our spells. We don't need mana potions. Now we have a Drought of Memories. What is going to be our next spell? Each allied unit deals 4 dark damage to a random enemy in its line of sight. Each allied unit heals for 100% of the damage it causes. That is going to be our next spell, Death Gaze. We could basically turn all of our skeletons into turrets. Every time we cast it, we're just going to obliterate everything. We're going to heal our units with it. It's unnecessary as hell, but like, what else are we going to do? So if we want more spells, that's where we're going to go. But we could also do stuff like Void Spikes. Whenever one of your undead minions or arcane minions take damage, deal arcane damage. That's great. You know what? I do know our next spell. We're actually going to take a word spell, and that word is Word of Chaos. Every enemy on the floor will be stunned for 6 turns. You know what? No! 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 No Word of Chaos. Word of Madness because it's dark. And look what it does. Berserk all enemies except for the unit. We're going to open every floor with this one. And we're always going to have a full amount of it because it's a dark spell. So we do get refunds based on our Soul Harvest. So take Word of Madness here. And let me show you how the floors are going to go from here on out. We're going to pick where we're going. And basically anything's up for grabs now. We are gods now. Nothing can stop us. I'm going to go here. Actually, this layout is bad, and cockatrices are one of the few things that we do want to be a little concerned about. That's... oh god, cockatrice is here too. Let's go ahead and use a disruptor. No. Sorcery Circle, no. Dude, maybe we'll do another one. No, this is great. This is perfect. Just check to make sure nothing is 100% resistant to your damage types. This is a great example floor, because we have stuff that's like resistant to both, but not 100%. Just to show off our power. So anyway, we're gonna cast Restless Dead before we enter the floor. We're gonna enter the floor at a nice, faraway, secluded corner. And the opener is Word of Madness. So we berserk everything. They start attacking each other. If they kill anything, we benefit. You can see we're getting skeletons already. Now we start Word of Deathing. Our skeletons are causing the arcane damage and physical damage to proc from Disintegration Shrine. And nothing even pays attention to us. It's like we're not even here. And one more cast. Oh, there's one Lamasu left, but he's stunned. Let the skeletons deal with it. There you go. Easy peasy. God, Word of Madness is broken. Ooh, what a floor. Lot of good stuff there. Is there any reason why we couldn't handle this floor? The layout's pretty bad. Like, there's no good spot for us to start. Well, over here's not too bad, actually. You can see if we hit T, everywhere. Everywhere is up for grabs. But is anything here 100% resistant to both of our damage types? No, they're not. Then it doesn't matter. Once again, cast your Restless Dead. Enter the floor. Word of Madness to start. Let them start doing the work for you. And start casting your wheel after that. Oh yeah, oh my god. We have not had to use Blink once. And how much is left on the floor? We could just let our minions take care of it, but one more cast. Why not, right? We don't even need to use Death Gaze. It's a fun spell, and I do recommend it if you want a vanity pick. We're just gonna go for maximum skills here. We're gonna aim to take all the skills. If you have disruptors, disrupt anytime you see floors that are useless. Like, we're pretty powerful. We don't have to worry too much about, like, oh no, I want an easier floor. We're more looking for payouts. We're looking for circles that are beneficial, or items we want. I really only care about the Ruby Heart. There's one enemy here that's a problem, and that is the Timekeeper. Even as scary as he could be, with his ability to freeze us for 3 turns, I mean, why talk about it when we could just show you? We're just gonna throw ourselves in this corner over here. Word of Madness, which includes him. We have Restless Dead already going before we enter the floor, and now we start doing the Wheel of Death. Some enemies are gonna start making their way toward me. We have 250 health points to work with, so I do not care. Let them come. As you can see, the floor clears itself. How many enemies are left on the floor right now? 1. We have an army of undead. I'm not even gonna cast a spell, I'm gonna let my army do it. Let the skeletons and golems kill him. And it's over. A, to collect your prizes. Take a peek ahead, see if we have a good circle or not. Nothing terribly useful for what we're doing. So we're gonna go for the Ruby Heart. Or we're gonna look for a floor where we could use our Dread of Memories effectively. And thanks to Blink being upgraded, pretty much any floor will do. 100% resistant to dark, but not arcane. Dark and holy. This is an easy floor for us. We're gonna do Restless Dead. Pop into the corner. Word of Madness. And go ahead and start doing your Wheel of Death. Even with those resistances out there, we're gonna be okay. Our roulette's only up to 3, but it's still working. Enemies that make more enemies are only helping us. Oh, we're so lucky that we got that Nightmare Shrine. So lucky for this, man. Alright, auto-collect. No! Oh, I auto-collected. Whoops. Well, I am completely fucking drunk right now, like, good lord. Alright, reach 15 damage to up with the spell or minion summon a ghost. Word of Madness is dark. I wonder if the damage counts if it's coming from other people. That is a fun one. Ah, we don't need ghosts. We're fine the way we are. I am gonna disrupt though, nothing super exciting here. And that's just for fun. Like, I don't need to disrupt. I'm just like, well, you know, let's go for it. Here we go, this is a good floor. We have a huge guy in the Feathered Serpent. Won't be a problem. He's weak to dark, but a resistant arcane. Spore Beast, easy peasy. Dark, but not wholly resistant arcane. Yeah, we can take it. We can take everything here. This looks like a pretty good starting spot. 3. For Restless Dead, pop in. 5 for Word of Madness. Let them fight each other.
Let them fight.
I hope Sober Chris remembers to do, like, a clip from Godzilla with, guys saying, let them fight. He won't. He won't remember. Oh no, someone's getting close to us? Blink. And now they're not. And continue doing the Death Roulette. And now there's no one who could possibly oppose us. Oh, whoa! We have a character that's 100% resistant to dark and arcane. But because there's only the one, we have a wall of skeletons, so it doesn't matter. One more roulette to kill that guy. There he goes. He respawned. One more to kill him. Well, after we take care of his shields. One more! There he goes. And now the skeletons will take care of the eyeballs. With their physical damage. It might take a while, though. They are annoying. But we'll win in the end. It'll just take some time. See, like, even a floor with something that is resistant to our damage types. Who cares? Who cares? We have an army of the undead. They do our bidding. These are really spaced apart. We don't even need to use Dread of Memories, but I'm gonna. Alright, Dread of Memories. And now just blink as best you can to get max value, if possible. It is possible. Oh no, I'm out. Mana push. Boop, there we go. 19 spell points. My god. Hit A to auto collect. We're on floor 21. Let's look ahead. Do we have a dark circle? If we did, that'd be amazing. We don't. So let's just grab some skills here. Hit D for dark. We want to finish off this kind of stuff. So let's take void spikes. We have minions. We'll do arcane damage. K for skills, D for dark. Hungry Dead is nice. It's a way to keep them healthy. So let's grab that. K for skills, but this time, A for arcane. And we're gonna take Starfire, not Starfire. Crackle Void. We want Crackle Void is what I meant. Grab Crackle Void. Come on, baby. 3 floors left. We could do this before I die of consumption. Oh, sweet Jesus. No ruby hearts, so it's really... Is there something you want? Take it. Otherwise, don't worry about it. We're gonna go for the Aether Dagger. Or just choose a floor that's easy. I think we're just gonna start over here. Like, we have resistant to dark enemies, but now we have more damage types to work with. So let's cast Restless Dead to start. Pop in here. Word of Madness. Let them fight each other. They're gonna generate more minions for us that are living. Haha, idiots. And start casting Wheel of Death. You know how to do it. At this point, you should know how to do this. Your skeletons are out there, they're doing good work. You have golems out there. Honestly, we might even grab that last upgrade for Restless Dead. Elemental Spirits, why the hell not? Oh, a Fake Queen got teleported in front of me. Look how scared I am. So scared, shaking my booties. I'm not gonna cast anymore, I'm just gonna let the skeletons and the constructs do the rest of the work. Hold the number 5 down, let them do their work. A to auto-collect. S for spells, C! Sorry, C for your spells. Anyway, Restless Dead, grab Elemental Spirits, why the hell not? What else are we gonna spend the money on? Pick a floor, any floor. Don't go for a floor with the Dreamer. They both have the Dreamer! I hate the Dreamer! The Dreamer always kills me without me paying attention to him, because he teleports everybody randomly. Whatever. It's fine. We can still take him. The problem, of course, he's also one of the few enemies that are 100% resistant to the dark and arcane. What a little bastard. Take whatever floor is easiest. This is a lot of Titans. Titans have huge health pools. Huge health pools with resistance to dark. That's the other problem. So this seems like maybe our best bet is this level. So we're gonna just stay well off in the corner. Pop up here. Word of Madness, so we don't have to worry about the enemies as much. You can see we got moved. The Dreamer's gonna move us around. He's a real problem on the Mordred fight. And start wheeling. Make your skeletons. We don't have a big roulette yet. There we go, up to 4. We just want to build it up. The bigger it is, the better. We're up to 5. There we go, that was a good hit. Excellent. We're hitting all the stupid things that are like 100% resistant to our damage types. We still have one guy here we could kill, so let's keep going. This is where you let your skeletons do the rest of the work. Glass butterflies, the dreamer, those are the kind of things you're looking out for. But as long as the majority of the enemies are things you can make skeletons and constructs out of, they're not a threat. Again, the idea is we have a build here that even a man who is brain dead right now can win this with no cognitive functions working. I want a golden stopwatch. That's like a great get out of jail free card, but more glass butterflies. That's less good. Let's use our portal key because it's floor 23. This is the last floor it's gonna be useful on. Look at that. Butterfly demons. What are they resistant to? Arcane and dark. How many are there? A lot of them. So not an ideal floor. How many glass butterflies? Not a lot. That's fine. How about over here? Now this looks like a relatively doable floor to me. Just another double check, make sure nothing's 100% resistant to both. And if there aren't a lot of them. We're gonna start way up here. Or you know what? We're gonna start here, where it's safe. Cast before you enter. You want to have Restless Dead going before you even get there. Word of Madness to open. And then Wheel of Death your way out. Easy peasy. If I could do this, you could do it. Oh my god. I am so excited to eat food. I'm so hungry right now. Alright. Let your skeletons finish the floor. A to auto-collect. These 6 spell points we have left over, those are called emergency spell points now. Those are things we're going to use if we end up in a situation where it's like, ah, fuck, what are we going to do? They're a get out of jail card. That's what they are. So even on this floor, Mordred's floor, nothing changes. Restless Dead. Arrive, open up a Word of Madness. He's going to shift the level, it doesn't matter. So we're in a situation where we just want a Word of Madness again. We're going to take some damage, but like, just double check. Look around. You have 266 health points? Can any of these things fucking kill you? No. They cannot. And we have Blink. Like, if we needed to, we can get out of dodge. We can leave. But we're gonna Word of Madness first. That'll increase the odds that things hit each other and not us. He swapped, which is honestly excellent for us, and now we're gonna start Wheel of Deathing. It's just another floor. It's just longer is all. Keep your eye on Mordred. Every once in a while, just like, check up on him. See how he's doing. He's only gonna take 100 damage per death roulette. Well, actually, he's also gonna take the arcane damage, so he's gonna take 100 arcane. As long as you have more than 200 health, he can't one-shot you. So just keep an eye on your health. Again, this is easy peasy land. Just keep casting. Let the skeletons hit him. You're gonna keep on doing damage. You have 1,000,000 mana potions by now. I guarantee you have 1,000,000 mana potions. So it doesn't matter. He'll shuffle the level. You're still gonna have a bunch of skeletons there. You have Blink, so if it's like, oh no, what are we gonna do? You just move. Cocktraces, though. Cocktraces can petrify you. Be a little bit worried about them. But that's why we held on to stuff like all these teleporters. We could literally just fuck right off if we need to. In this particular situation, I am going to actually teleport. I'm gonna teleport to a place where no one can reach me. My skeletons are causing the disintegration shrine to proc. I'm gonna go ahead and... Oh, is there a dreamer somewhere? I got moved. Yep, look at that son of a bitch. Alright, let's blink out of there again. Dreamer's almost certainly gonna move us again, but just do what you can. Keep an eye on your Restless Dead counter. When it reaches 0, start it back up. Drink a mana potion when you need to, you have a billion of them. What's Mordred looking like right now? Still gotta kill him a couple more times. The floor is basically our skeletons and nothing else. Feel free to use Blink to grab whatever you want. You want more spell points? You want a heart? If you see him, grab him. We're gonna let Mordred get beaten to death by skeletons, I guess. Oh, he's shuffling, what a coward. But good for us, it means we can get more casts back on our Wheel of Death. So cast it! But Restless Dead ran out, so re-engage that. If you see holes that only you could exist in by using teleport, feel free. Go to a super safe place. You are the master of your domain. There's always a dreamer these days, and they're gonna try and push you toward Mordred, it feels like, so just warp away. Keep your distance from Mordred. The stupid dreamer's gonna try and make it so you get moved into his 200 damage touch range. He's killed me more than once that way. Oh. Alright, he's on to his last life. I'm like drunk and dying. And I'm still winning. That's how easy this build is. Hey, for poops and ha-has. How many enemies are around right now? How much health does he have? We can do 300 damage right now. Boom. What else we got? Earthquake Orb? Boom. Golden Stopwatch. Let the skeletons have him. Just stand here and watch him die. He can do nothing. And that's how you could beat Rift Wizard in just a little over an hour. With the easiest build in the world that someone... just drunk as hell. And dying of allergies. Easy. Easiest build. There you go. Y'all want another builds? After the lightning builds? Here's your other build. Here's your other build. Easiest build in the game. I didn't lead with this build because it's honestly a boring build. It plays for you. You don't have to do anything. You have to pay attention for the first like six, seven floors. And then the rest are autopilot. Easiest builds ever. At least with the lightning build, you get to like do stuff. Anyway, I'm very hungry. And like I could feel the headache already building up in me from lack of water and too much alcohol. So I'm gonna go make dinner and eat it. But if you had fun here today, like, subscribe, and comment. Do all that. Do all the stuff the analytics want. And if you like Final Fantasy Tactics even a little bit, or you're curious about it, check out the Remasterpiece Theater of Final Fantasy Tactics. It's my baby. That's the series I'm most proud of, is Remasterpiece Theater. Anyway, I'm gonna try my best to have other videos more often on this channel. The VOD channel gets like 1,000 videos a day, and this gets like 1 video every 5 months. I want this to be like much more frequent, but I want it to be higher quality stuff, which apparently includes just being drunk. If you like Rift Wizard, we got a whole playlist on the VOD channel. Come hang out in the stream, come join us in the Discord, and let me know down below what kind of builds you enjoy in Rift Wizard. Anyway, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye 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 bye.